Your one-stop shop for the world's best new music. 2009 on Triple J.
And that was the first single that we had from the third album from the Arctic Monkeys, which was released around the world this weekend. The new album, Humbug, is a change of direction for the English four-piece. This album has been produced largely by Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. James Ford from Simian Mobile Disco also worked with the group in New York City, but the band testify that once they hit the recording studios in the Californian deserts with Josh Homme, things really started to take shape for this new album for the Arctic Monkeys. If you've heard any of the past interviews we've ever done with Alex Turner, you'll know that he's an incredibly talented songwriter. His lyrics are amazing and he's a great singer, and his band are fine as well. The problem with Alex is that he's got a very thick accent, and when you get a dodgy phone line with the guy, it's really hard to understand what he's saying. He's also really laconic. He's so laid back. He's got a nice sense of humour. It just takes a while for it to come out. So for radio interviews, he tends to be a bit of a struggle, but I did get the chance to speak with him this week about this new album, and I really wanted to know how much Josh Homme really influenced the sound of this record, because it seems like they demoed songs. They were on the course of becoming a little bit darker with this third album, and I just wanted to know how much did Josh Homme add to the process?
We all met up at this farm in the countryside of it in England, and it definitely had like songs, and we had ideas for like bits of sounds, and like, you know, all this kind of catalogue of, you know, kind of drum patterns that Matthew always tends to have. And it was all there. We just needed someone to come in and marry it all together and kind of crack the code.
You said as well before, Alex, that you wanted to kind of shake things up with this record. Is it easy to explain why? After two very successful records, why did you feel like the need was there to shake it up within the band?
I don't know, I just think maybe we didn't even realise, like, ourselves, like, there was two routes. It was like either you can do this thing, you know, build a studio, go down that kind of path. But I don't think we were quite ready for that. The thing with Josh was like an idea that we mentioned like ages ago while we were still kind of touring the second album. And we sort of like put it to one side really, or like forgotten about it. And it was Lawrence from our label who kind of remembered this idea to us. And it was like a kind of wonderful uncertainty to the whole thing.
And, you know, and it's always good for a band at any stage of their career to kind of push themselves a little bit to see if they're capable of, you know, more than what they initially thought they were.
I think so, man, yeah, and like, and also kind of, I think we've never like done that before, and it was just, there's like a confidence now that even if you do go out there and like push it a bit, you'll still, your identity will sort of remain intact. Like, I still think it very much sounds like the four of us.
Were these songs, do you feel like these songs are very different from the ones that you wrote on the first two records? Like, do you feel like these are a more personal batch of songs for you?
Yeah, I think so. I feel kind of more comfortable, like, writing now, or even spending time. I always kind of attached the idea that whatever magic was there would dissolve or evaporate if you spent too much time kind of working on something. And
the imagery is, I mean, it's a lot of the songs are quite thick with imagery. There's a lot of imagery and there's a lot of lines there which don't look like you've been labouring over them, but they're quite evocative.
Thank you very much, Rich.
So well done on spending extra work on it. I'll give you an A for that.
Yeah, well.
At the end of this process, I mean, your work is done now. The audience has the work of, you know, listening to this record and making of it what they will. I think a lot of fans are going to take a while to kind of warm to this record. I guess that's the significance of the title of it too, Humbug, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird titles, Richard. It's just one of them things. It's like when you're trying to give a friend a nickname, you know, when you're trying to pin on your, like you've got a friend and you're trying to pin like a stupid nickname on him, and it doesn't always fit, but then sometimes one just like sticks to them, and that was the case with this. I almost think when it was like, oh, well, we can call it this and we'll call it that, and that song title sounds good, let's just name it after that, and then something like comes out, like in this case it did with Humbug. Like, I quite like there's some wonderful alternatives, if like a thesaurus alternatives to Humbug actually as well, like, because I guess, you know, it just means like nonsense or, you know, like trickery, like a hoax or something, and there's some cracking like dupery, taradiddle, or bosh.
Yeah, the thing I'm getting at is humbug is also, it's a lolly.
Well, that's right. You have them down there, right?
Yeah. That's so that, I mean, people can look at it with the Scrooge, the sort of the Christmas connotations of bar humbug, but it's actually a lolly, which if you suck it for a long time reveals a very sweet centre. So that's kind of like.
Well, that's the ambiguity, you see, that cemented the name of the record. That's the exact reason why it's not called Taradiddle, because otherwise, if Taradiddle was a sweet, it'd definitely be called that.
Although isn't paradiddle a drum beat? So Matt would have related to that.
No, it's with a T. So that's the line. So it's Taradiddle.
Okay.
Whereas paradiddle, yes, that's correct. That is a drum exercise, so rudiment, I believe.
That can be the next record. Just quickly, Alex, when are you looking at coming back to Australia? As you said, you were here earlier this year. What are your plans between now and the end of the year?
I'll come back whenever you want. I've had a great time down there before. But I'm not sure what the plan is. We did all that, but I know we've got a load of touring to do in England and US over the next few months. But we'll be back to them, and I'm sure like everyone would come now if you asked them.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you're more than welcome. You know your favourites out here, so you like the place. We like having you here. So when you can get here and do this album on stage for us. But good to speak to you, Alex, and thanks for your time.
When it's warm. All right, Richard. Nice speaking to you, man.
Nice to talk to you. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.
The best new releases of the week, 2009, on Triple J.